everything you've heard, this is the last word. What up? It's your boy Bill Corleone, and guess what? I got another one. This is for my UFO and conspiracy and space edition of my page. So you know what I mean. It's a little countdown to disclosure coming up. The Pentagon has a little announcement they're gonna make, and what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get right into some stuff that, you know, I'm kind of wishy-washy on what I believe in. You know, I've seen things myself. You may have seen things, but we don't know what they are. They could be ours. They could be foreign. It could be Russian. It could be alien. You never know. But these are the little videos put together just to let you know how serious they taking this. So, hey, let's get into this. All right.
Feel that rumble this morning? Some of you let us know about it. Something shook parts of the area at around 11 o'clock. What was it? Good question. The experts at the U.S. Geological Survey say it likely was not an earthquake, but they guessed it may have been connected to the military. But the Navy says it wasn't them. The mystery remains.
It's called left and right, people. You gotta run left to right, not straight ahead.
It's not every day you see the moon turn red, but that's exactly what happened today in some parts of the world.
And coming moon will give us a special show, the second and the largest supermoon of the year, and a lunar eclipse. A lot going on.
And a rare astronomical show.
Recently, there was a flare on the sun, so today Dave Leake is joining us to tell us why that happens and that effect that it has on the Earth.
And sometimes things just fall into your lap, and that's really what's happened this week. If we could just go quickly to image number one, here's a picture of the sun from Saturday, and I want you to notice the little sunspot group that's there kind of at the upper left. And image number two is from yesterday, and look what happens to the sunspot group. See how it's moved? There's a 11-year cycle, and we're kind of coming on into the next cycle. In fact, in 2020, there was 208 days where we didn't have any spots on the sun whatsoever, but that's going to be picking up. And you can see material streaming away from the sun. We call these things coronal mass ejections. Doesn't that sound painful? And these things leave the sun anywhere from 600,000 to 6 million miles per hour.
Whoa.
Now, if these things happen to be aimed at the Earth, believe it or not, it can be a little bit dangerous. This is from yesterday, and you're looking at the pole of the Earth, and this is sort of around the magnetic pole, and where the green is there, that's where the air is glowing, and that's what gives us the northern lights. Image 8 shows you the northern lights, And this picture was not taken by me. This picture was taken by Frank Lang in Saskatoon, believe it or not. And he took this, I believe this was on May 18th. So when the northern lights are glowing, it's really the air glowing.
It's going to be an interesting week because we're going to see something in the skies we haven't seen for a while, as a matter of fact.
From Hong Kong to Australia, eyes to the skies Wednesday as a rare celestial event took shape.
Skywatchers woke up early on the West Coast to view a rarely seen spectacle.
So there's the triangle, right?
A super blood moon. Last night it took place at the same time as a lunar eclipse, making the moon look like it was turning a dark red color.
First, a supermoon, which appears larger than a normal full moon. You can see it rising here over ancient ruins in Greece. As for the blood part, well, that's because in some parts of the world, including the western U.S., it coincided with the first total lunar...
Freedom. Freedom is why I love doing apartment deals, just like the one you're seeing on the screen now. And the good news, Matt...
lunar eclipse in 2 years.
As the nighttime sky turned a fiery red.
We turn now to Central Africa, where a devastating volcanic eruption has killed at least 15 people.
There was no warning given of this eruption. The night sky pulsing red as molten rock swept down the slopes of Mount Nyiragongo. When a sea of lava built down below, the local government gave the order to evacuate.
There were widespread power outages in the nearby city of Goma. Residents were unsure of where to find a safe haven. The flowing lava made this road impassable. When Mount Nyiragongo...
Just 6 miles away, Mount Nyiragongo had erupted again, spewing rivers of hot lava that snaked their way towards the lakeside city, home to at least 2 million people.
It's considered one of the world's most dangerous volcanoes.
Authorities had urged Goma's 2 million residents to evacuate after Mount Nyiragongo erupted for the first time in almost 2 decades.
A massive volcano erupting just miles away from your town. It's happening right now in Iceland, where residents in the capital, just about 20 miles away, can see it fuming and spurting, and others live even closer.
Now, the volcano started erupting March 19th and has been putting on a show drawing scientists and tourists alike.
And it's spectacular. I couldn't believe, even these scientists who study these things, it's their life. You would get out of the car, you would turn your head, and you would see this erupting volcano, and almost everyone would say, wow. It was just spectacular.
It is beautiful to see from a distance as well.
Chelsea Edwards joins us live from Montrose with what people are saying about this video. If this all turns out to be true, this is the biggest story of our lifetime, Chelsea.
When it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you on air. But what is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what.
Better than our airplane. That guy looks a little alien-y to me.
They called it a security threat.
But I think now, hearing top officials or executives say things like that, it's interesting that they're sort of validating it.
If what they're saying is true, and I have no reason to doubt them, what can we do?
Sure. So, first of all, we can overcome our self-inflicted ignorance and start collecting data. And we're talking about multiple different kinds of things, so that what they talked about last night was the extreme case of the
newly leaked video appears to show a UFO flying near a Navy ship off the coast of California. Yes, you heard that right. The video shows a dark object moving across the sky near a stealth ship off San Diego before suddenly veering into the water.
This information was directly confirmed by the Pentagon, so we are witnessing in these videos true UFOs, unidentified flying objects, now known as UAPs.
The newly released video, just the latest.
Whoa, that's getting close.
On a pitch black night off the coast of California, newly leaked video allegedly shows one of the U.S. Navy's stealth ships tracking an unknown object in the sky. Then after a few minutes...
Splashed. Mark bearing a ring.
And then in the space of the last month or two, we've been drowned with evidence. By the way, on Sunday we learned, no big deal, that UFOs have been flying into restricted airspace off the coast of Virginia every day for years. We learned this Sunday night in 60 Minutes. One former Navy commander, David Fravor, said he witnessed a UFO flying over the Pacific Ocean in November of 2004. So we talked to David Fravor last night, and he told us something that was fascinating that we didn't know. So this happens, he sees a UFO very clearly while flying a military jet in 2004, but the military doesn't save the tape of the incident or any of the data on the ship. Why wouldn't you?
Are there any similarities between these recent incidents and incidents that go back as far as half a century?
There seems to be a lot...
So crazy when I say it.
Hovering and then disappearing into the waters of the Pacific Ocean. Now, it was night and dark outside. We're looking at thermal video here. It's been reported that as many as 14 of these spheres surrounded the Omaha and were detected by the ship's sensors as well.